Drama, bin drama, Arab drama, ole drama, Sheikh drama, yote pamoja. Yeah. Folks, there is too much drama unfolding on the Kenyan political scene. Too many balls in the air that I don't even know where to start. Indeed, I have to confess, I had a major problem deciding on what to focus on in this particular show, that it almost came down to tossing a coin. I kid you not. And then I noticed that in all the events, one name and one name alone consistently kept cropping up. And I'm talking about this man, Raila Amolo Odinga. Some casual, once-in-a-long-time visitors to this channel think I'm a Raila sycophant. Fortunately, those who know me better know better. So, what is this drama that is unfolding in Kenyan politics? These very many balls in the air at the same time. It would seem that the stage is being set for the roasting of Kirinyaga governor, Ann Waiguru. Roasting? Really? Or will somebody save her? There is very heated debate on that front. Although most Kenyans are skeptics. They believe we will see the same old, same old. To put it bluntly, they believe that Her Excellency, Ann Waiguru, is going nowhere. She's here to stay as governor of Kirinyaga. Now I can hear you asking, what about you, Chris? What do you think? Well. There is something that cannot get out of my mind concerning this Ann Waiguru issue. Let me share. Somebody tells us that Her Excellency Ann Waiguru met with Raila Odinga for a lengthy private meeting. But what really caught my attention, this thing which can't leave me, I keep thinking about it, is the response from Raila Odinga. I found it super fascinating that the Raila Odinga camp came out with both barrels of their guns firing non-stop. We were told that the former Prime Minister takes great exception to people implying, people spreading false stories, that he actually had a meeting with Ann Waiguru. They told us there was no such meeting. Fake story, fake news, fake allegations. Now, let me not lose you. What disturbs me is not whether this story is true or not. No. What disturbs me is the reaction from the Raila Odinga camp. Think about it a little deeply, and let us make a few assumptions. Assuming that it is indeed true that Her Excellency Ann Waiguru will not be saved, and that her term as governor of Kirinyaga will be prematurely ended by the Senate agreeing with the decision of the MCAs of Kirinyaga County to impeach Ann Waiguru, then all the Raila Odinga camp would have needed to do would have been to stay mum, keep quiet. And then when the Senate upholds Ann Waiguru's impeachment, people would have said, that must have been a fake story. Because Raila Odinga has not saved Ann Waiguru from impeachment. She stands impeached. Or they would have said, even if it is true Waiguru met Raila, Raila did not help her. Raila washed his hands. I trust most of you have seen where I'm going with this one. One would not be blamed for speculating that maybe the Raila Odinga camp knows that Ann Waiguru is indeed going to be saved. And what they were doing by issuing that statement was to distance Raila Odinga as far as possible from any saving of Ann Waiguru. Does that make sense? It would appear that the Raila Odinga camp is frightened of being associated with any possible saving of Ann Waiguru. Because if she survives, people will say, oh, it must have been that meeting with Raila. Which immediately tells me, and I could be wrong, which immediately tells me that the chances of Ann Waiguru being saved are pretty high. It doesn't matter how many people are huffing and puffing. It doesn't matter what people in the Senate are saying. It would seem that our chances are still pretty good. And I'm sure you have your own opinion. And I will not get upset if you give me your contrary opinion. As you know, we welcome them very much on this channel because we understand politics. Politics is not an exact science. It's not. Anyway, let's move to the other ball floating in the air, calling for attention. We are told that some senior officials at State House, Nairobi, tested positive for the virus. Now. I have been actively covering politics, writing about politics, researching about politics, specifically Kenyan politics, most of my adult life. And I can tell you one thing, which is the most disturbing from this latest headline. And that is, not everything that happens within State House is reported in the media. In fact, let me rephrase that. Very, very few things, and I'm talking about things which are very important, very much headline stuff that happen in State House, actually get reported. Very few. Some Kenyans get very confused and they start thinking that State House Nairobi is White House, Washington, D.C., where we have journalists, reporters actually stationed at the White House, making it very difficult for the president's handlers to hide information from the media, even if it is very petty information, like the family cat or the family dog getting sick. Boss, wake up. This is Kenya. A very, very different scenario. This is Kenya, where the deputy president arrives for a meeting with the president and is kept waiting for a very long time, over 2 hours. And somebody gets wind of that information. And it appears somewhere on social media. And so to counter it, State House Nairobi releases a statement, where the State House spokesperson tells us that the relationship between the president and his deputy is still excellent. Very good. Anyway, you get my drift. So for us to get information that some State House officials tested positive for this virus, hiyo sio kawaida. Now, there's some Kenyans who choose not to use their brains. They choose not to think. And in this virus season, there are many of them all over the place. Of course, some of them have been paid to sell a certain rhetoric, a certain story. But there are many other Kenyans, naive Kenyans, who jump into the bandwagon, and agree, with things that don't make any sense. And the truth is, if you just take a few moments to think, there is a lot about this virus that doesn't make any sense. Let me share with you the one which to me is the most nagging aspect about these manenos. Throughout history until now, it has never been necessary to warn the public, to persuade the public that something is dangerous, that a particular disease can be deadly. It has never been necessary. I remember during the days when the HIV/AIDS thing first became public, we had very little information. We didn't have daily briefings. We didn't have articles all over the place talking about it. But from the little information received, everybody was terrified. So terrified that many, on learning that they are tested positive for HIV/AIDS, took their own lives. I actually knew one person very well who took this decision. A lady. And I knew this lady's sister because we went to the same primary school. And I knew this lady who took her life because she went to a school called Kenya High. Anyway, with this current virus, the story has been very different. People have gone to great extremes to scare the public into believing that this thing is actually dangerous. And they still continue to do so. Now, don't you find that strange? Doesn't that go against what we know about human nature? Because everybody fears death. Immediately they sense something is dangerous, they will act. They don't need a lot of convincing. And so, we come back to this story about State House. A story which has conveniently come about at a time when Kenyans all over the country are beginning to doubt. They have numerous doubts about this virus. So how convenient is it to have a story about this thing actually being in State House? Because anything that happens in State House is bound to get the attention of the public. But even more interesting is the fact that shortly after that story breaks, another story involving Raila Odinga also comes to the limelight. We see Raila Odinga with a certificate that proves conclusively that he has tested negative for this virus. Could it be because we have been told that only people with this certificate will be allowed to see the president? Just asking. Musinrushie mawe, I'm just asking. Na kuambia ile drama iko Kenya, prison break kando. Now in part 2 of this video, I will move on to the ball that I think carries the biggest, most screaming headline of all. As soon as that particular video is ready, you will see a link at the tail end of this video, at the top right hand corner of the screen, and also in the description area of this video on YouTube below. Catch you there. Until then, this is Chris Kumekucha.